You've all been to my house multiple times now.
Do you know how to get to my house?
Yes.
How?
Okay. The way to get to Aidan's house, everyone.
I don't want to be pulled up.
GMat. Is there anything for dessert or something?
Oh, Mario.
Oh my God!
Whoa. Hometown Spider-Man.
Yay. I need help with doing a push-up.
This is still going?
Yep.
Skin like a leather handbag. And he slowly fucking sachets up to the fucking... So I wind down the window. And I'm thinking he's going to be like, oh, mate, you got to blah, blah, blah. Sorry, yeah, this is what's going on. He just goes, can't you read?
No.
And I went...
Did not.
I wasn't even mad because I was so shocked. I'm like, wait, I've missed something here. Is he joking?
Yeah.
I was looking at his face for like a kind of thing. And I was like, what? What do you mean? It's like, can you not read? There's 3 signs back there. There's 2 illuminated signs and 2 signposts. I can't remember exactly what he said, but like 2 posts on the side of the road. I was like,
run him over.
This is so annoying because I don't want to clean the guy out of Ben's boot today.
and I was like, right, well, clearly I didn't see the signs that are of no value because here I am. And then I looked in my rearview mirror and I was like, there's 2 people behind me. I was like, so can I go down there and turn around? He's like, no, that's for those residents only. It's like, rightio. So just reverse back. He's like, I don't know, mate. Yeah. He's like, right. Finding you being helpful now?
Fuck,
He starts walking away and then I started to turn around. I was like, no, fuck this guy.
Yes.
And there was 2 people behind me. So I went down the driver's side window. I'm like, Ollie. He's like... So there's 2 more people behind me. Your signs clearly aren't fucking working. Do you want to give them the big boy speech as well?
Yeah.
Or should we all just go? He's like, mate, it's not my fault if they can't read. I was like, well, it is because that's your job, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
To divert the traffic. That's your one job that you're fully educated for. And he just gives me he's like walking away and just gives me over his shoulder, don't have time for you. And keeps walking. So I left. And I got chicken McNuggets.
Fucking good on you.
Yeah, I did want to go back though because I didn't see what the sign said until I went past. I'm like, wait, these are all fucking useless.
I got nothing to do after this podcast.
We can go on a trip together. Like all the winners go.
I just feel like the time being 4:15, those guys are
they're
they're doing nearly a full 8-hour day.
Second
but they would be starting pretty early, I reckon.
Yeah.
So they're probably, and it did look like they were putting some of the signs into one of those little utes they have with the little
That's
lights.
pretty upsetting. I did not expect him to say.
Stupid Oakley's like a fucking
It's
pedophile
not sunny
snowboarder.
enough, you fuck. It's literally like it's not glary.
But they were those ones that they don't
gloomy
have the bottom bit. They were just like the top bit and then like the...
Yeah, like the fucking golfer's glasses. Like, grow up, you fucking dickhead.
I'm happy about it because you said something. I feel relieved because you took action.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's
weird.
a
Usually
satisfying
like
tale.
when someone's confrontational like that, I guess from the start, their confrontation, like, oh, this is a confrontation. You like, immediately, fuck you.
Yeah.
But I was like, what? He's like, can't you read? It was so like, not even like, mate, can't you read? It was not even aggressive. So I was like, what?
I'm so confused.
I remember that thing
No,
about
fuck you.
when you said that the guy at the petrol station, you just laughed at him and it didn't come at me. So it doesn't seem like you to go, you know what, and turn around and change your mind and come back and be like, actually, what fueled that? Was he just such an Oakley wearing douchebag that you were like,
well, there's so many more people behind him. It's
Yeah,
not like I'm the only one that made this
because they wouldn't let
mistake.
me turn around in the court. So I had to go.
no, but I meant what fueled you to go, actually,
Wind
I
down
will
your
say
window
something.
again.
Well, he was on the driver's side now. He was closer.
Oh, he was talking to you from the passenger side.
So yeah, he came up to the passenger side and I was talking to him through there. And then he walked away like that. And then I went like that and he was there.
And you're like,
And so I
hey,
went
you
down. I was like,
fucking
this is
idiot.
much more
Yeah.
intimate. That's how I like to have an argument.
100%.
Intimately.
You remember, did I ever tell you that time the road into my house was closed and I was going down and the guy comes up and he goes, oi, stop. Right? And there's a big truck backing out. But it's a thin street and it's a really big truck and there were cars parked everywhere. And he was like, mate, you got to stop. Right, the car's backing out this way. I'm here. Car's backing out that way. And I'm going, can I just go through? Because there's space. And he goes, what are you serious? And I was like, can I go through? And he goes, I'm going to be quicker than the fucking semi-trailer coming out of a tiny residential
Indiana Jones
area. Right? No, because like just he hadn't come out. He's still in the
Like
driveway.
a real Indiana Jones, like a loose Indiana Jones. Like you're going to swag, like an Indiana swagger.
Like I'll do a little bit of a, and he goes, no.
Indiana
So
Tom
then
Jones.
I'm just sitting there in the street with my car, no one behind me.
Aidan,
the guy keeps coming
sorry
back.
to interrupt you, but this is what you don't understand is that you think, oh, I'll just nip through.
Yeah.
But you don't have the 2-day education this guy has on road safety,
That's
okay?
true. I have
He's
no
done
idea.
a full 2-day course, probably half drunk most of the time on
Yeah.
VBs. So you're not going to
pretty
know
hard.
what is safe and what isn't safe. He's got a lollipop with over one side on it. You know?
He made me drive onto the foot. He made me reverse onto the nature strip of someone else's house.
Traffic safety.
Because the guy, the truck driver was backing all the way up down the street because
Yeah.
he didn't want to go the other way. It was easy. It was quicker for him to. And I was like, guys, they wasted about 20 minutes of my time. I was just sitting there. The guy comes up and he's like, "You right?" And I was like, "Fuck, I would have been home by now. Like, I live there. Just let me. Fuck."
You
I
should have
was
just
so
parked
mad.
the car and got out and walked home.
It's not a bad idea.
Gentlemen, this is your problem now.
Yeah. Oh, so the truck can go back forward?
Oh, there you
Fantastic.
go.
Okay, thanks everybody.
When I was doing Shrek, there was a thing where they were doing roadworks where the rehearsal place was, but we had this big post on Facebook that says there's roadworks, but when you get there, they said that we can come through and park at the church, which is where we rehearsed.
Great.
And I remember going there once and there was like a stop thing and you couldn't go past this point, but I had to go past this point to get to the church.
Yeah.
And apparently we just had to wave them down and they would remove the cones and let us through.
Yeah.
And I
Beyonce.
and I stood there and there was no one there. And then they were like on the other side of the street, which is where I needed to go. They were like, give me that thing. Like, you need to go left because you got to go left. You can't come through here. And then I was like, oh, and I went down my window and I'd be like, hey, because I'm, and I'm trying to wave them over and they're going, fucking go. You can't come through here.
I'll go tell this fucking idiot.
And then I yelled out my window. I'm like, I'm with the blah, blah, blah. I said, they said we go to the church. And he said, you can't go down that one. Like they yelled at me. I was like, okay. Like they're just,
Did you go down left?
yeah, because they weren't coming over. I couldn't do anything.
I
So I
just
was
gotta
like,
move the fucking bollard.
I was like, I guess I'll
Was
just,
it a cone?
yeah.
Get out
It
of
was
it. Just fucking throw the cone to the left.
Well, it's stressful because
Yeah.
you got people coming up all the
and
time.
I was blocky. Like,
and you've got the sign that says slow or stop.
yeah.
And sometimes you got to do the
can't
yellow
remember
one.
which one's
but
facing.
You're looking at the yellow one, but you need to show them the yellow one.
Yeah.
And so you're like, yellow one. But when you're looking at it, they can't
So
see
it's
the
actually
yellow
the
one.
red one for you.
Because if you're looking at the red one, you're like, all right, time for red one. And you look, you're going to see the red one. You're like, good, red one. But they're seeing the yellow one.
It's
I can
hard. It's
tell.
hard to keep your head
I
around.
really could tell that you just got pissed off by one of these books because it's so petty.
Sometimes what I would do is I'd just pull it back here a little bit so that when I look up, I see what they see.
Yeah, nice.
But that's
really
I've had.
real
You've
four-dimensional
had a little
I
bit
think differently than other people.
I think the thing that annoys me is like,
And do you mind actually closing that?
it's not even the first time that's happened to all of us, apparently.
No.
But the amount of like how much you're putting them out when their job is to stand and walk a little bit all day, and within the 8 hours of them standing and walking a little bit, you make them stand and walk a little
It's
bit.
not like I tapped the guy with the fucking jackhammer on the shoulder and I was like, you
Yeah.
mind if I go past? And he's like, what the fuck do you guys? You know what I mean?
Pop that down
It's-
for a second, mate.
It's the fucking
Yeah.
dude whose job it is to make sure
Yeah.
I can get to my home.
You're the traffic controller. I'm traffic asking to be controlled.
He's like, get out of the fucking way, you idiot.
They try as hard as they can to automate the process, fail at it, and then it's our fault.
Yeah, what
The
like
same-
I can imagine those signs were way too close. Like there always are. You turn the corner, you're like, oh fucking cunt. Road.
There's
works.
one sign that says detour.
Yeah.
One of those little arrows. It goes in the exact opposite direction that all of that traffic would be going. That's the last road to go that way, and all the other roads go to the left.
Yeah.
And then all the other signs after are like, by the way, we said detour because this road's closed. Oh, okay. I just thought in case I wanted to look at the fucking scenery, there would be a detour. I
Yeah.
thought that's what that sign was.
It's
If
so-
you've gone this way your whole life, you could now go this way and look at other stuff.
Yeah.
No, I've got somewhere to be at 4 o'clock. Actually, I'm recording a podcast with my friends. So I won't take the scenic route today. I'll keep going the way I'm going. And then they go, aha, you should have. Because this road is now closed.
Yeah, road closed ahead. Detour here. It's wild.
It's the same job that's done by 18-year-old girls on their phones
Yeah.
who are just doing it.
By the way, these people
pay
get
for
paid.
uni.
These
And you
people
know
get
what?
paid
It's
ridiculous
stupid money.
amounts of
It's
money.
good money.
But
And
it's
I've
the
never
same
had a
energy
problem
as
with
a-
the girls.
No, exactly. It's the men. It's the same. The older
Yeah.
men. It's the same energy
You know,
as a
'cause
security guard.
Yeah.
Because it's like a fucking nothing job. Because that's what the problem is.
But it's
like,
also
they're
like-
just like
I think-
bitter, annoyed men.
Don't you think they take advantage of the
power
the
trip?
power for some
Yeah.
reason? And it's like
Oh, yeah.
you're holding a plastic pole
like
and
that
a
security
sign.
guard bullshit. That
Exactly.
It's like,
It reminds me of
"Excuse
security guards."
I need to check your bag. It's like, well, fuck you.
It's like, you be nice about it. Take your Oakleys off and look me in the eye.
Yeah. Just go, hey, man, you didn't see the sign? That's fair. Annoying, but you're going to have to turn around. Yes, I understand the detour sucks. There you go. That's all we need.
Do you remember that guy from uni?
Yes.
He used to do that job and he would dance and do music and like he used to post videos while he's working the job. I'm like, this seems like a chill job. And every time he stopped people, he'd be like, turn it up. Like get in their radio and be like, turn it up.
But I
turn it up."
remember him having a real fucking anger issue.
Yeah.
Like he'd turn around and like blow up and you're like,
Yeah.
that guy could kill me.
Yeah. He liked me,
Did
so he
not?
never got.
Yeah,
never
he got
mad
angry
me.
at me a couple of times.
I remember him
He'd been in prison and
always taking
Had
his
he?
pants off. He loved to just drop his pants for some reason.
He was in prison, right? He
Yeah.
did go to prison,
yeah,
and he'd never told me really why.
yeah.
Although,
I
stop
think it
it,
was some
jump
sort
down,
of assault,
jump down,
some sort of battery or assault or something.
up here.
He was always unclear about it.
Yeah, that's what we want.
But he used to say, look, I love fighting. And I'd be like, what?
He used to talk about it like it was a twin he was separated from at birth.
That's something he actually said once.
Yeah,
That he had a
that's
twin
what it was.
Fighting was like a twin. It's
No.
it's like I
It's
need to
the
fight.
fucking dumbest analogy.
I need to fight.
It doesn't make sense.
I
No,
have
it doesn't make
literally,
sense.
I'm going out this weekend because I have to fight. I have to fight. I need to hit somebody.
Was he white?
Yeah. Yeah, he was a white man
Ish.
from I think he was from
From country.
Mooloolaba or something.
Oh, Marulba.
Mooloolaba. He was from Echuca. He had a fish and chip shop there.
Oh, lovely.
No, he was honestly,
He was
I don't know.
Lebanese, probably.
Was he Lebanese?
Yeah. With the name like
Yeah. So like
he's fucking gay.
but I always thought he was like the sweetest guy when I was around him. I'm like, this guy's sweet. He's so nice, and because I was smaller than him and I was no threat.
Yeah.
He was always so nice to
I
me.
was not a threat. I was a skinny little dweeb. And he was like,
But you had a beard.
Oh, not drink. Not
No,
drinking.
no? Okay. Anyways, he was he was.
It was real weird.
I feel like he could have crushed me.
Yeah, him. He
And
got
then
his
getting
cock
him
out-
on
got his cock
Snapchat.
out of
He
a
had
bunch.
the
I never saw his penis.
he had the like, yeah,
maybe
bro,
it's just
good to
bad.
see you, mate. Like shaking everyone's hand, like, good to
Yeah.
see you. Glad everyone's here. This is a great class. Everyone's getting on really well, but do not cross me.
Yeah, it was that. Sort of
Wait,
shit.
why would I cross you? You better not.
Yeah, like
is what I'm
well,
saying.
all
You
I'm
wouldn't
saying
because
is-
that would be a bad move on your part.
Yeah, you're like, what is going
Yeah.
on? Why did you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Have I done something wrong?
Aidan, good to
Nothing.
see you. Good to see you. I like how you're looking at me now. You and me as friends in this class together. Do not change that look to something that I would find aggressive because that's going to be an issue for you.
Multiple times he was like, I'm a bouncer love machine on the weekends. If you're coming, I'll see you there. Or if I see you there, you do something wrong, I'll know about it as well.
I must have.
Just know that I have a lot of friends
Like
who work
just
there.
like so you know, like I know you like that club, and if you go there, fine. But if I see you do something wrong there, I won't be embarrassed. You know what I mean?
If you want drugs, come to me because I'm a good guy to get drugs from. But if I see you getting drugs from somebody else, there will be issues.
You're like,
and I'm not
seriously?
going to say that they will not be physical issues.
Look, because I love to fight. Remember that I love fighting. So if you,
Smooth
Because
transition.
we're trying to get Nicky away from drugs.
Yeah.
If people keep buying all of the drugs that he has off him,
Smooth
drugs,
transition.
It's very
then what is
lucrative
he
for
gonna-
him.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
the guy's got 3 Mercedes. Sometimes he lets me borrow one, but he doesn't need any more Mercedes.
Smooth
He used to
transition.
fucking wear his like black long coat to uni. Do you
That's
remember
right,
that?
the
And
classic
did he
bouncer
have
coat.
he had like a glove. I remember he had gloves.
Yeah, you say gloves. Yeah.
It's like fucking,
Scary.
who are you?
He was a scary.
like
scary
I come
looking guy.
down. Tony came told somebody a lesson. Come down to you're talking like so. Shaz wants us to do like
Yeah.
okay so we have to make the block of Lego the focus in this one. He's like okay, and I like the idea. And you're like okay, but you're like okay. So I think we should go with somebody else's. Yeah. Okay, Hannah.
He was good at driving a conversation.
Fuck me.
I've been told that I have a face that can diffuse many a time.
Sexual arousal.
Yeah.
Zing.
And I've never, because when we were doing a thing together, I'm sitting around a table, and he was just being a bit of an idiot, and he was
Yeah.
wasting everyone's time. And I remember being like, "Hey Hannah, can you take this seriously for like a sec?" I said something like that, and he was like, "Sorry, man, honestly, I will. Like, let's focus." Like, when he should have been like,
He would have blocked my. Knocked
"Excuse
my
me,"
block off. Yeah.
he would have killed anybody
Well,
else.
he turned was like, "What did I just fucking say about getting my bad side, man?"
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
I'll take you pretty serious in the car park right now.
He liked me. He
Like
liked me.
seriously, I told you, don't fucking do that, all right?
Getting him on Snapchat was a bad idea.
Oh no! Oh, that's right. You had him on Snapchat.
I love his Snapchat. Usually, it's usually just him dancing and stuff, but then occasionally it's like screaming into cops' faces and shit like that.
Somebody put a glass in my face. We in the hospital now. My fucking bro's been hit. Fuck, I love this. I fucking love this. This is what it's all about.
All right, come on, let's start a podcast. I think we're going to get in trouble.
This is what it's all about. Tequila.
Fucking hell.
We said last podcast we could do the accents.
Yeah. He's a real person. We're not making fun of a generalization. He is a person who talks
Hannah
like
exists.
Yeah.
Hello, Hannah, if you're watching, and we know that you
And
are.
we know that you are.
GMat. Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to episode 215.
Ooh, one less.
Oh,
Go, keep going.
no, I don't do the intros. This is not my place, man.
Woo,
This isn't my
GMat.
place.
Yay.
Hello and welcome to episode 214 or 215 minus 1 of the GMat podcast.
Hey boys, it's Matt here, and I'm live from my toilet, just making some content. Just wanted to make sure you subscribe and like.
Today's episode of the GMat podcast is brought to you by our merch, which is available at teespring.com/stores/therealgmat. teespring.com/stores/therealgmat. Go get yourself a mug. Why not?
Yeah.
That intro is brought to you by me. Send your intros to contact@therealgmat.tv. Submit them in the Discord. Send them to me on Facebook, Instagram. I want to see them. I want to hear them because nobody wants to hear me poop again.
Ever again in my
Ever
life.
again. And if you'd like to support the show and get access to more content like the podcast post show, go to patreon.com/the GMat podcast. My eye is itchy. And could you please cut the music? Wayne Brady, who is now the MD for the GMat podcast.
Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady.
How did we sign him?
Oh, not the famous Wayne
Oh,
Brady.
not Wayne Brady.
No, it's
Oh,
this
whose
guy.
line is it anyway?
No, it's just another guy called Wayne Brady.
I think we've discussed this. I think Wayne is the most unattractive name on the planet.
But he's attractive, which is strange.
That's true, but I think he's just attractive in spite of his name.
Yeah.
If he would be more attractive, he wasn't called Wayne.
Yeah, our Wayne's white and he's not attractive.
Yeah, he wouldn't be.
He's not holding it together.
Gary?
Gary, yeah, I understand Gary is also in the same genre and realm as Wayne.
Lester.
But I feel like Wayne, really gives you that like, oh, g'day Wayne, you know what I mean?
Wayne.
Yeah.
Or like,
Wayne.
how my name's Wayne?
Yeah, I feel like the woman that said crap anal. Remember that story a long time ago? She's like, don't get in a car accident. I smoked so many fucking durries. I'll tell you a story. What's Luna Park backwards crap anal?
Crap anal.
I reckon her husband's name's Wayne.
Speaking of names, I'm joined by Aidan.
Hello.
On my right, Ben J. Thanks,
Hello.
Ben. We don't have Beck here today.
She's fired.
And I'm Matt.
Subpar job.
She's gone. Instead, Ellie's here, but she's sleeping on the job as usual.
I mean, it's just the women in this house.
Lazy. You bogged your car. Tell us about that.
Yeah, got to
Sorry,
got to
I didn't
work.
mean to jump into that.
Got to work.
Aidan, car's bogged. Would you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so
What was it like to work with Wayne Brady on bogged car?
I fucking wish I worked with Wayne Brady. I got to work and there was some sort of event happening and my car park was taken and the overflow car park is in just a small grassy patch.
Your car park.
Yes.
Ooh la la.
Thank you.
Zone car park.
Must be nice. So I have to drive around the corner to go to this little overflow car park that's not asphalt. It's just
Sounds
grass.
disgusting.
And it was full of big fall drives. And I was like, oh dear. And the grass is muddy. And I usually park, if I have to park there, I park very close to the front because the grass is in the ground. It's a little bit more sturdy.
Yep.
It's just not as wet.
I know where this is going.
So I park in the wet grass.
Well, I mean, the story is called him bogging.
Yeah, I didn't want to give away how I knew Matt. It was sort of like some black magic cloak
So
and
I
dagger
go
stuff.
and I get bogged. I park there, and I actually parked there, and it's fucking annoying. I parked there, and another person was parking behind me, and they looked at me, and they were like, do you reckon I could park there? And I was like, you'll be fine, mate. No worries. And he parks in a spot that's way better than mine. And I was like, please, if I could park here, you can park there. And I'm so confident in my abilities.
Can I take a translation pause? Is bogged a term around the world, or is that an Australian thing?
I was stuck in mud.
Yeah, your car wouldn't move.
I was quagmired.
that thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I go, and then I'm working, and then I go, fuck, I didn't bring my lunch, but fuck it, it's Friday. I'm going to go and fucking go crazy. I'm going to go to a cafe around the corner.
Cafe.
I know.
Take it up with Bloom Cafe.
I live such a life. So I go to the car and I go, ooh, this looks deeper into the grass than when I left
You
it.
just sunk while you were gone, like
Yeah,
quicksand.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
no.
like, look at the state of my helmet. Look at my shoes, how deep they're in.
Yeah. It's
Right?
Some muddy boy.
I mean, it's deep enough to think, and I was just walking through, but if I was a, 3-ton car, how much do you reckon my car weighs? 2 tons?
Somewhere between 2 and 3.
2 to 3 ton car, you'd probably sink a little bit into this.
What about when you're in?
4 to 5
So I
tons?
said 2 to 3. But to be fair, if it weighs exactly 2 tons, any amount over that is between 2 and 3. So
I'm
that
not-
wasn't an insult, but
I'm-
it sounded like one.
I'm not. Water off duck's back. So
Sounds like it.
quack quack. So we go, and I get into the car, and I'm like, oh dear.
Singing
I'll just
more.
see, and now the grass next to me has been torn up, so those 4-wheel drive struggled to get out,
Oh.
and I was like, oh boy, because
How many wheels have you got?
I've got 4, but really it's only 2-wheel
Two-wheel,
drive.
fuck.
It's front-wheel drive, isn't it? No, but rear-wheel drive.
rear wheel drive is most.
But like I turn with
sedans.
front-wheel steering, 2-wheel
It might be
drive.
front wheel drive.
Who knows? Oh, it's actually it probably is because they were the ones that were getting fucked.
There you go.
So the back ones, I wasn't going in backwards. Like my back tires were perfect. It's just the front tires that were spinning, so it must be front wheel drive,
There you go.
right?
Myth confirmed.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Plausible. So I am stuck, and and I'm like, okay, and I didn't put my foot down because I felt like I would do that classic like.
Yeah.
So just
Wine,
really-
wine.
Really, wine, really carefully. And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh, fuck, this is fucked. Get out of the car. There's a couple of pieces of cardboard that looks like somebody's jammed under their wheels to try and get out. And I was like, perfect, I'll use those.
Remnants.
So I go and I put them in and then I reverse. And like an idiot, I put them at the front of my wheels. Not sure why. I was flustered. I was really flustered.
I get it.
Right, so I was like, ugh. So I get out, I put them behind my wheels now, and I'm doing nothing.
How long did it take you to work out? He's like, why is this doing nothing?
Yeah, I was like, it's really doing nothing. And then I was going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards.
My favorite one is when you put it in the right spot,
Yeah.
but it's just not getting enough purchase, so it just goes whoop and gets shot out the other side. That's
I
cool.
wish my wheels moved that much.
Oh yeah.
Like not even. Right.
Bummer.
So then I get out of the car and I'm like, fuck. So I go to the maintenance people at the place and I go, hi.
You call this a lawn?
Yeah, I was like, excuse
Disgusting.
me, my car's bogged. And you've usually parked there, but blah, blah, blah. I need help. And they go, we can't help you. I go, what do you mean you can't help me? They go, we can't help you. We can't get a car unbogged. And I was like, you make people park on the grass and then you can't help them in the middle of fucking, like, what's wrong with you? All right, cool. So I go back to my car. I call my dad. I'm like, Dad,
Daddy.
where are you? He goes, oh, I'm in Oakley. So far away. I was like, fuck. I need help. He goes, what's wrong? I go, I'm bogged. And I say, okay. So he comes down. It takes like 30 minutes to get there. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting in my car, hungry. by the way.
TikToking? Oh, not
TikToking.
hungry.
I was hungry, but TikToking. Then he gets there. He goes, where's the tow line? I was like, what do you mean, where's the tow line? I don't have a tow bar. I need help. He's like, fuck.
Where's
so he gets
the
back
tow
in his
line?
car.
That is a weird.
Yeah, he was like,
It's a bold maneuver, a bold thought
I
for
was
him
on the phone.
to think you're sitting there with the tow cable,
Yeah, right.
ready to go.
So he goes to Bunny, he comes back, and now it's like,
What did you drive down there?
right? So I'm actually laughing. I was in this fantastic mood. I'm thinking, okay, it's sunny. Maybe, it's been sunny. I was sitting in the car and I looked up and I was like, it's sunny. How sunny has it been? How much time's passed? The mud must have. So I tried
It's been
again.
almost 20 minutes.
Tried again, and my engine started making smoke. I was going
no.
nowhere. It was
Oh,
like,
no.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck.
It's
Right?
probably the tires steaming in the mud.
Probably.
Tires heating up. And
Yeah,
then
I could just
wine,
see.
wine,
I could
wine,
just
wine,
see
wine.
like white vapor. I was like, oh shit! Got out of the car, waited for Dad. But Dad's like, all right, I'm 10 minutes away. It starts pissing down with rain. Now I'm outside, huddling under this tree while it's pissing with
Why
rain.
did you sit in the car?
Because by that point he said, I'm like 5 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
And I said, great, I'll meet you on the road because the address that I gave him was a little bit further down from where I was. So I need to be on the road to hail him. So I get out and it's pissing down with rain. I don't know what to do. So Dad gets there. He backs up and he backs up right into the fucking quagmire bit. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to get bogged. You're going to get bogged. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, fucking go forward. So Dad goes, and I was like, oh, fuck me. Thank God. You imagine I called my dad into the place and we both get bogged.
Mom.
Yeah. So then he gets me.
Also, another detail is that your dad's got bulging discs as well.
Oh yeah,
which
my
is
dad's
even-
got like a couple of bulging discs and these nerves fucked, and he can barely move. The poor man. And he gets there and he's like, "Right, where's your tow bar?" And I was like, "I drive a sedan. I don't have a tow bar." So he's like, "All right, cool." he's like trying to get on his back, but he can't get in his back to undo the thing. And I was like, I'll do it. And he's like, look at you, you're dressed for work. You can't get all muddy. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. I really can't just get on the floor. And he's in his work.
On your
End of the day, though.
Yeah. At the end of the day, he puts out a towel, he gets it all done. In neutral, he pulls me like halfway out and he's like, all right, get yourself out the rest of the way. And I was like, I'm still in. He's like, put in reverse and go. And I was like, Dad, what are you doing? He's starting to he's like, unhook the thing.
Bye.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, still going. He's like, oh, you're not stuck yet? I was like, are you serious? You moved me 2 meters. Move it more. I was driving like fucking like a little kid. I was so stressed. Was that
today?
I'm getting bogged.
Yeah.
You still made it here before me.
That was at 11:45.
Oh.
Because I was hungry and I wanted to go to the cafe, and then I never got to go to the cafe because that whole ordeal took an hour.
Oh, so you hadn't gone to work yet? Okay.
No, I was
get
at
you.
work.
Yep.
And I hadn't
Lunchtime.
left to go
To the cafe.
to cafe,
He's going to treat himself.
and I never got there
Makes sense.
because I had to go back to work.
And in your defense, you had to deal with the Oakley guy. That would have soaked up half an hour of my time as well, just sitting in the car
it's
seething.
true.
So I got bogged.
I remember the same deal, getting bogged where everyone's flustered at my stepdad's. Like when you're out, because we were out camping, and when you get out there, you just grab like a log and
Yeah.
you ram it under the tire and go back over that. And it's like, yeah, you got to pull back. And he's like, I need it because I need to push it in as you reverse so we can get it up.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't want to run you over. He's like, it's fucking fine. Just keep reversing. And then the car got it, and the weight hit the log, and it went whoosh, and like pushed the log into the ground, pushed his arms into the ground. Oh. And then the person ran over his arms. And we were like, Rob, are you okay? And he's like, I'm bloody fine. Because all I did was just push him into the mud.
Oh,
okay,
And so now he's like, get his arms out of the mud. I just wanted to get
Go
his head
forward
and go,
or backward. You have to pick one, though.
That's getting bogged. I looked at my car and I was like,
It's tense.
you're stuck forever. Forever. I'm never going to be able to get you out.
Really get
Ever.
on car sales. Find yourself a new car.
I really, for a moment there, I looked at it before I called Dad and I was like, well, I'm walking home.
Yeah.
I can't get this out.
If someone doesn't get here in the next 10 minutes, this car is going to be under the earth.
Yeah, like it's reclaimed by nature. Take
Yeah.
what you can and run. It was wild.
We had another friend who got bogged. We went camping and we stayed on his property.
Oh no.
And he was a farmer. His family's farmers. He was a farmer. When he finished school, he went with the farm. They were farmer people, dairy people.
What sort of people were they?
Dairy farmers.
Okay.
Farmer people.
They were dairy people, farmers.
Dairy people. And he was like,
They farm dairy people.
swinging his dick a little bit that whole entire trip. Like he had like a car that he took out onto the paddock and did donuts
fuck
and
yeah.
Paddock
he,
bomb, yeah, nice.
and because he worked on the farm, he did all the farm work. So he was driving like the biggest tractor you've ever seen. And like we got there to his house, we'd never been to his house before, and he showed up in the tractor.
Boring.
He's like, I
grower.
was just out, just out
No, you weren't.
plowing the milk. I don't know what he fucking does.
Plow in the milk.
And he shows up with the tractor. Anyways, we go camping, and he brought the tractor down to where we were staying. It's huge. Like, it's not a small
fucking
tractor. It's one of those
tractor.
ones where the wheels are like as fucking tall as this
It's a
fucking
big
curtain.
boy.
It's a big tractor. And then he was like one of the girls to go. He's want to go we'll drive the tractor around like the woody area. And they went off. They went off where I couldn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
And then she came running back later on and was like, he's gotten bogged. And she's covered in mud and she's sweating. She's like, can we get someone down there? And their friend Justin had a big truck and was like, can you get the truck down and see if you can get him out? And they tried to get him out. And we just stayed there. It was me and Bruce and Benno. Just stayed by the fire and kept drinking. I was like, they'll be right. Because we were a year older and we didn't really like him. We just used
good.
his property as a place to hang out. And so we stayed and we cooked up some sausages. It was honestly like 2 hours and it was starting to get like dark. And we were like, we better go find him. and we went out to find him. And we got there. He's like top to bottom in mud. He's crying. Tears coming down his face. And he's just up to his knees in mud with the shovel.
It's not even my fucking tractor. It's a rental.
It's his dad. It's his dad. And
he said a horse was about to take it out. He's going to be, yeah, I'm
and I
saying.
remember being like, do you want us to go? No, don't tell my dad. Don't get my dad. And he's like, get in the mud. You're crying. And then eventually his dad does come down. By the way, they could never get the tractor out of the mud. It was so deep in the mud. And the tractor is still in the mud to this day. And it's just there. And it was tens of thousands of dollars of farming equipment that he was just no more.
You girls think I'm cool, though, yeah.
So he
It was
went.
a cool ride when I lasted.
He didn't want to be around anyone anymore, so he went home to his house, which is up on the property, which is only like a kilometer. Like it was a big like acreage. So we all stayed camping on his property while he went home and just
Used up all the hot water trying to get the mud off him.
fucking cried and whinged. Yeah, I remember that.
It was stuck there
love it.
for
It's stuck there. It's
Ever.
still to this day. They
Him
were
sitting
like,
there and like with his wet hair after his shower in his tracksuit.
How did he
His
fuck
dad's
it
in the
up that
kitchen.
badly?
I
$15,000 fucking dollars
yeah, that's what it would have been.
down the fucking drain.
Yeah,
I
and
told you,
and like-
Justin. Don't touch fucking tractor when fucking wet outside. What did I tell you? Right, and you didn't fucking listen, did you?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wild. How do you even get a tractor? Where do you buy a tractor?
Well, it's not 15,000. It would have been like more than 15,000, I imagine, like for a big piece of farming equipment like that.
That is so upsetting. I would be mortified, but I don't understand how he fucked it up. Right? So like he obviously like
Took it through the mud. Yeah, it was down like I said. The tires are as tall as this curtain right here.
yeah.
The tires were almost not visible. Like it's in the ground. It was.
And like the ground never gets hard enough for it to get out. I guess it gets too hard.
I don't know how.
It's like cemented in.
I don't know how it gets to the point where you go.
Surely you could just dig around the wheels.
Yeah, like you just if
they
it's
just don't want it that
$15,000,
bad.
you just dig it like a ramp out of there, right?
I mean, it's deep. Like it's in there. It's in the ground.
Deeper than holes can be dug.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Well,
I've seen
that's-
some pretty deep holes.
Oh no.
He's been to France.
I meant holes. I didn't mean assholes.
Oh. Yeah.
How deep is an asshole?
How deep is
Like
an
you know,
ass?
they're like you can. Your
I don't know.
intestines
Apparently,
can-
like that.
Well, it's more than that. But your intestines can stretch the length of a football field. Is that the analogy they use?
Are your intestines your asshole?
This is what I'm saying.
Because is your tummy your mouth? You know.
No, but your mouth, but your esophagus and your stomach are all part of the same system.
But is it your mouth, like your asshole?
Can you guys trade me to another podcast? Can we do like a swap?
Yes, I'll take Chris DiStefano.
There you go.
I'd like
I'll
to
do
talk
whatever
about
he does.
the party and the place that you went.
We
But
haven't had this on the podcast yet. have
yeah, because it was last Friday, last Friday.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
I forgot about
But
that.
I'm trying to work out what's the funniest way to do it. Whether you tell or I tell first, like, or we tell together. Would you like to tell your side of the story?
There's no sides to this story.
Would you like to tell your perspective of the story?
There's no perspective.
Would you like to tell the story?
One story.
All right, you tell it, and then I'll come
So
in.
Ben had drinks for
Friday
his birthday on Friday night.
I also like to note that I haven't had bread since Saturday. I've gone off bread.
Well done.
Thank you.
okay.
What does that have anything to do with this?
I don't know. I just wanted to
Okay.
get it out there.
Gotta get in there.
Sometimes when you haven't had bread for 7 days, you need
Sorry,
people.
Aidan. Can you please stop with the story for a minute?
Thank you.
Wow.
haven't had bread. All
Why
day.
is bread so evil?
Nah, it's the only thing I did last time to lose weight.
Ben,
where I said,
you
Okay.
want to tell a story about how you went to the gym? Oh, by the way, I'm not eating bread. Nothing to do with it.
no bread, no dough, no pasta. Just anyways,
Sorry, Aidan. Tell your.
it reminded me because
So
Yeah.
Ben,
Sorry, Aidan. Just these socks from an op shop. They had like a.
They
we
are
didn't sell
not.
this at Kmart. So and then yeah, they are.
Matt-
They're not used. They were
Oh.
new. But
if
they're
you
Op
want
cute.
to
shop
just
socks.
quickly tell your story.
yes.
So I donate a lot to charity.
Oh wow, that's
Thanks.
Aidan. Way to
you.
go, buddy.
Carrot House Australia mostly.
G Stream 24th of September. everybody.
Okay, so Ben had drinks at his home on Friday.
Lovely. Had a great time.
And it was a good time. Had a fun time. And Friday afternoon rolls by. I'm sitting doing my homework, and I go, "Fuck, I can't remember where Ben lives." Like I could picture it in my mind. I could get there, but I was Ubering, so I needed the address. So I type into the podcast chat, which has got me, Ben, Beck, and Matt. I said, "What's Ben's address?"
Checks out.
Yeah, I go,
And
Matt. And I say, "What's Ben's address?" Matt comes back with an address, and I said, "That suburb. I thought he lived in X suburb. Are you sure it's that?" Matt says, "Yes."
I said it's on the precipice.
It's on the precipice. And I was like, "Oh, okay." Beck says, "Just Googled it." Then I say, "Ben's edging suburb," right? And she says, "Ha ha 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 ha." Right, very funny. Okay, cool. All right. So I put that address into Uber, and off I go. It cost me $33.70. And I'm like, it's taking longer to get to Ben's than I remember this taking. Then I got there and I was like, interesting. Okay, this is interesting. And by the way, we had like other conversations after that.
Yeah, went
as
on for-
well.
went on for a
Like
while.
I sent like a dumb TikTok, and there was like a whole bunch of different conversations. So it's not like the conversation dried up after the those text messages. So we're chatting, whatever, and I'm chatting in the thing, and I was like, I'm about 10 minutes away. Matt's like, we haven't left yet. I was like, that's not a problem. I'll get in. I'll go to Matt's. I get out. It's just a fucking dark corner. next to a strip of shops, right? And the building is a brown brick building too close to the curb. Like it's like weirdly positioned on its block, and it's got a very, very thin cyclone wire fence, right? Like, and I was like, huh. And I look around, and I'm there, I'm standing, my bottle of whiskey. Got out of the Uber, he's like, have a nice day, I'll see you, man. And I look around, I was like, this doesn't look right. So I messaged the group, and I was like, has Ben moved? This doesn't look at all right. Right?
I'm picturing you wearing exactly what you're wearing now, your tie and your vest, and like in the background, the
Yeah. It was like fucking Wilhelm stream behind me, like, get back here, you fucking cunt, like that sort of shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
You want to buy a
And I'm
clock?
holding a nice bottle of whiskey as well. It was like it was a lovely bottle of whiskey, and I'm looking like this fucking little target essentially. I've got out of the thing with a big fucking red and white circle painted on my back. So I go, this doesn't look. Matt responds to the message, oh no.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, no, you didn't.
we've been had, boys.
Yeah, you didn't. Oh, you didn't actually go to that address. And I'm sitting there like wanting to smash my phone into a 400
That's the murder
pieces.
capital of the world.
Yeah. It's like, what do you mean? Why didn't I go to this address? I asked for the address. You gave me the address. I came to this address. Is this not the right address? And he was like, no, it's not. Oh my God. By the way, I was so nervous as to say, hey, I think I've come to the wrong address. I messaged you and he said, I got caught up. I haven't ordered my Uber yet. What's your address? Because like I didn't want anyone to know this.
Here's the receipts from all of my previous Uber trips. You'll notice that one for this evening hasn't been booked. Don't worry about that white square at the top. That's just what Uber does now.
Like I was panicking. So then you send me your address, and I said to Matt, "You fucking son of a bitch." By the way, I'm laughing.
Oh, wait, he didn't
during
send you.
this.
I sent you the address.
No, he sent me the address. You didn't send me the real.
God,
address.
I
a good
sent it in the
guy.
group
I'm
chat.
such a good guy.
And I asked Steve.
But, you sent it to me after he had responded.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All
So by then I couldn't care. Right?
Yeah.
I looked and I was like, "Oh, really?"
Dead to him.
So then I'm sitting on this little.
Because
I'm
we were
sitting on
standing
this-
around, we're like, we need to get the address. Where's Ben? And Ben wasn't with us in his house.
Oh, really?
So I had to ask Steve what the address was. You were
Either way,
taking sugar,
I
you got some sugar.
go to the wrong place. It cost me a bunch of money. I come back to your place, cost me more money. So now I'm $50 in the hole, right, just to get to a place that's a 10-minute drive from my home.
Yep.
Right, I looked on Uber. It would have cost me $12 to get to you. Turns out, it cost me $50 so far. Get there, everybody's laughing at me.
No one was laughing at you.
Everybody was laughing at me.
I was laughing at him before you walked in. He's like, do I need to hide? Like, can someone stand between us?
You imagine if I got there and beat the shit out of you? Why would I do that? So I was mad, and I thought it'll make it better if I just stop responding to the text messages. So it was like, hey, I'm sorry, like I'm really sorry, and I just saw them. I looked at them. I made sure I could see them all, but I didn't respond.
Scene.
Yeah, scene. Love John Scene. So it cost me $75 to get to a suburb that's
You
realistically
said 50 then.
because I had to get home.
Oh, yes, of course.
So the whole evening cost me $75 to
So
get to.
why
a
did the
suburb
trip
town.
home cost $25 when
Because it was
gonna
like
cost 12?
expensive. It was an expensive time.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
left at like 1:30 or something. So it's just like double time. So Matt fucked me, and then halfway through the night, people were like throwing blames around, and Kate was like, "It's kind of also a little bit your fault."
5% your fault.
I was like, "There's 0% my fault here." I asked the world, "What's the address?" I get the address. I go, "Is that true? That doesn't sound right." And you go, "Yep." I go, "Okay, I trust you." And then it's my fault. 5% is my fault.
So
I also like the fact that you have two ruins here. Is that the whole trip thing, blah, 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 blah. You get wrecked there, but also you get that little thing taken away of Beck didn't even laugh at your joke earlier in the
No,
day.
because I also thought Beck laughed at my joke, right? I thought it's funny because I said Ben's edging a suburb, and she was like, very funny. I was like, yeah, I kind of thought it was. Not at all. Not
No.
at all.
No one laughed at you, and they sent you to the wrong address for a lot of money.
Yeah.
let's do a Pulp Fiction reverse. So middle of the day, I get a message.
4:30.
4:30, sorry.
We're going to Ben's at 6.
It couldn't have been. It should have been. It had to have been earlier than that, surely.
Because I got home from work. I was doing my homework. I messaged the group.
Either way, get a message from Aidan. He says, "What's the address?" And I think, well, I don't know the address first of all. So I'm like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll get the address for Thai Hand from Heaven, which is the massage parlor where I got off of the hand job, and I'll send that address. And I went into the app and I tried to copy it. And when I kept copying it to the thing, It wouldn't copy it copied the link, not the words. So
Which is an important part of the story. It was just an address.
So I was like,
it wasn't a link to
I was like,
Thailand from
I'll type
heaven.
out the address, and I typed out the address. And in my mind, as I did this, I went, this is fine, because Ben will see it. He'll see that's not his address. He'll know it's a joke. He'll give his address. Somebody will, but then you said, are you sure that's it? That's
Maybe
not
I have 5% blame because I did see all of this and I thought, this is not my problem to fix.
but it's only your problem. It's your
No,
party and
it's
your
So,
address.
I'll tell you this much. I have 0% blame.
Yeah.
0.
I'll say 1% because
Not even.
you did
0.5. I'm not
you've
taking
been there
more than
before.
0.5.
You've been there before. That's the only reason.
Yeah, but
you
I
have a
said
percent.
specifically, aren't you sure? I'm sure he lives in this suburb.
You should have
Now,
backed
hold on.
I'm
yourself.
So
sure
that's-
it was this suburb.
That's an important.
You should have backed
That's
yourself.
an important factor because you said, I thought he lived there, and I said it's on the precipice, which is nonsense because the suburbs aren't anywhere near
They're
each other.
actually 2 suburbs apart, so they're not that far away from each other.
Okay.
It
But
was
they're-
not like
they're
you
not-
said Sunshine and where he lived, and it's a 40-minute drive between the two.
Either way, 2 suburbs in between them. When I said, but anyways, I was like, I'm not going to tell you this. I'm going to wait till somebody gets the joke, and then I'll be like, cool.
Yeah.
And then Beck got the joke, but the way the messages came through meant that you didn't think that Beck was laughing at you.
I thought she was laughing at me because she just said, I Googled it. So I thought you two were in the room. You were like, oh, here's the address. And I was like, are you sure? She goes, yeah, I Googled it. So it's like, great. Those two have confirmed it. And then I crack a joke and she says, very funny.
So what I see is
Everyone's in high spirits for the evening.
what
Yeah,
I see is
yeah.
I just Googled it, ha ha ha. But the messages came through at the exact same time. So I said, I just Googled it. Aidan's message, which is a joke, ha ha ha. So Aidan thinks Beck's laughing at him. I see, all right, Beck's seen the joke. Beck's appreciated the joke. Everybody knows it's a joke now. And I just forgot about it. So I in my mind, I'm like, Beck's noticed the joke. Everybody knows it's a joke. Ben will give the address. So then later on, when I get the message from you saying you'd gone to the address,
Yeah, why
I went,
did Ben move?
fuck. And then I went to the group chat. I'm like, that's right. Nobody ever did actually give the address.
Also, Steve made this very, very great point during the night. The address, which isn't your address, so I feel comfortable saying it, 119A Bulleen Road, Bulleen. Hilariously joke address. That's what Steve's going. Yeah, fuck me. I can't believe you didn't figure it out. 119A Bulleen Road,
I think
Bulleen.
that's where the 5% started to come from. Where people are like, how did you not know that wasn't?
No, that's the point was the reverse of that. But Steve's going, Matt, you fucking. He's saying
No, we
it's
were saying it's like
such a normal address.
It's not had an A and shit on it. And then we were saying
what?
that's where the
This
point
is so
came
hard
from.
to talk about on the podcast because there's so many facts that I need to fling that need to be bleeped.
Oh yeah, true. Anyway, so I got that message, and then I looked up the Uber charge from your place to there, and it was like $20 to $30 range. And I was like, I'm just gonna send him $20 now, in case you like don't have money in your account and you need to. I was like, I'm just gonna do that before I'd even asked anything. I was like, I'm gonna send that. So that's before we'd even gotten to your place. I was like, I'm just gonna send him some money to
I
try
don't
and.
know why when you copied the address you didn't just put the whole link in there. I
'Cause
know
he
you want it to be
didn't-
like a
because he
little more
didn't-
subtle, but
yeah.
there's so much assembly required on everyone else's behalf.
Yeah, like it's not like, hey, it's not a joke. It doesn't look like a joke. It doesn't come across as a joke.
Well, that's it. I knew it didn't come across as a joke, so I was waiting for someone to get it. If no one had gotten it, I would have been like, by the way, this isn't the address. But because Beck got it, I
So
thought.
I guess it's only really
Beck's
a joke for
getting
me
it.
because I know it's not my address. I'm going, what address is that? Why did he say that?
Yeah,
but
but-
I was like, okay,
And in my
bother
mind,
that
it wasn't like.
conversation.
In my mind, it wasn't. Oh, someone's kind of got the joke. I went. Beck's got the joke, and she's expressed to the group chat.
But like barely.
a joke.
I googled it.
I
Is-
googled it.
Is
Ha ha ha.
so vague.
Or I just googled it. Ha,
like,
ha,
hey,
ha.
like it's not like Matt. I just googled that. That's very funny.
Yeah, but
It was,
why would
I googled it?
Why would she
very
Google
funny.
it if it was Ben's
Because
address?
what I'm saying to you is when I said, what's the address? And you go, it's this. And I go, are you sure it's on the precipice? And I'm thinking, are those 2 suburbs on the precipice? And then Beck
then
says,
they're not.
I Googled it.
Oh,
and I was
okay,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, okay. So she's confirming you. It doesn't look like she's saying, I Googled it. What a hilarious joke. Because the phrase I Googled it isn't haha very
Yeah,
funny.
but like, why would she Google it?
Because she was confirming, because you both work in tandem. Like, what do you? I don't understand. Because I was like, Bulleen and X address, X suburb aren't that close to. Well, maybe Matt's just dumb. And then she goes, I Google it. And I was like, okay, great, cool. I'll go there. Oh my god.
Yeah. And plus, I thought Ben would send his address.
Yeah, but that's also a fault of yours.
That's
not
definitely-
thinking
Oh.
Ben would ever
You should
do
know me
that.
better than that.
Yeah, especially now that you've said I looked at it and went, this isn't my problem. That's added a whole
Yeah,
nother.
that's
It
Because
wasn't
the-
that I thought
the
it
way
needed
the
to be
night
sorted. I was like,
ended-
they'll sort it out.
The way the night ended was
Well, it also
50% me, 45% Ben, 5%
Which
Aidan.
is so wrong.
And you wouldn't take the 5%.
I'm still not.
I'm not taking the 45. It wasn't that it was my problem to fix. I was like, I don't want to go in there and be like, it's actually not, it's this, everyone, when you were doing some bit. I'm like, well, he's clearly doing some sort of bit.
Did you send it to
I'm not gonna look
Well,
it up.
apparently not clearly.
Because that was I have
trying.
to say the most up in the air drinks event planning I've ever experienced.
It's good,
You
wasn't it?
walked out here. You were like, "Hey, so we're gonna do drinks on Friday." Okay, okay. You go. Should I invite Kate and I go, yeah. You go. All right, okay. And I get there. I was like, "Have you invited anyone else? Is this?" And then Kate comes and I was like, "Are you the only person?" She's like, "I don't know." It's like, I don't know how many people are coming. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know where it is. I don't know what time it was on.
Well, he invited more people, but they were all at the hand job parlor
And didn't really feel like going anywhere else afterwards.
after that.
some
I
reason.
very, very close to not coming. I was so close to not going. I almost went home. So reality is, it's you're right
Heater
under
vent.
you're over the heater.
Cooking.
Oh, you want to swap?
No.
It's pretty warm over there.
Interesting. Either way,
Yeah.
here's how I'll divvy up the blame.
Go on. You do your percentages.
Okay.
We'll do our own percentages.
Okay. Now, 85% Matthew.
Okay.
Okay, 85% Matthew.
I'm listening. I'm not out yet.
85% Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Then me, 0.5.
Of a percent.
Because I should have bunged it into Google Maps and go, that doesn't look like the right thing. What's the real address, you dingus? But why would I? Because I trust my friend. And then I've lost track of the maths, but you have the rest. 14.
Where's Beck in this?
Oh, Beck's in it as well, for sure.
Why?
So because she knew it and didn't explicitly say, "Hey, Aidan, don't go to that address." So, and she knows that I'm as ditzy as a lamb. So she's got 5% and you've got 11.
She's the only one that saw the joke and went, haha, that's funny. I think she's got no blame.
You
In
would.
fact, she gave you information
knight
to
over
help
here.
you out.
Super didn't. I really wish we probably
She went, ha ha ha, that's a funny joke. And you went,
if she had said that's a funny joke, then she doesn't get any blame. But the fact of the matter is, she super didn't say that, and I'm going to go through and say it. I'm going to read these fucking things. Do your things while I get this here.
Also, I don't know why I've got any percentage in this.
because you
Mate,
didn't give your
You've all
address.
been to my
'Cause you-
house.
because-
But
Yeah,
well,
but
that's
like-
it. We know how to get to your house, but we don't know the address. I know how to get there.
Yeah, I can get there.
But I don't know what the address is.
So
but I didn't
here it is.
answer and you worked it out.
What? No, but I didn't need the address. He did.
But
So-
you've all been there. We don't know the address. You worked it out.
Because I know how to drive there. I know how to get
Oh,
there.
you drive.
I
You didn't
don't
touch an
know.
Uber.
I don't know
Alright.
what the number is.
Here we go. Oh, there's a lot of
I invite you
messaging.
to my house. It's not my job to facilitate you getting there. You're a fucking adult.
Okay, I said, I need the address again, Benjo. Matt says, 192B, Bulleen Road, Bulleen. I said, that's his address? Matt says, yep. I say, I thought it was X. I'm blown away. He says, it's on the precipice. Beck says, I Googled it. I say, he's edging X address. Beck says, very funny. Then I posted something about Age of Empires 4 and the conversation continues.
Yeah.
Does that sound to you like Bex said, Matt, what a great joke that is?
Sounds like I got distracted by Age of Empires.
At what point was I part of that conversation?
Zero.
Okay.
At what point?
So I was
You
zero
didn't.
part of the
You didn't
conversation.
message. I'll tell you. You didn't message.
But what point should he have been a part of the conversation?
So I'm
Probably
just
when
gonna
you
keep my
asked for
phone
the
in case
address.
you
Yeah,
fucking idiots are trying to ruin
You
each other's
didn't message
friendships.
until 7:38, and I asked for the address at 4:30.
Well, I
You
didn't
message
walk around with a
2
Bluetooth
hours.
earpiece in case you
2
two try and
hours. You
prank
didn't
each
look
other.
at your phone.
It's my job to unprank your pranks.
It's your job to provide the address if you're hosting a party. That's
You've
for damn
all been
sure.
to my house multiple times now.
Do you know how to get
many
to my?
fucking
Do you know how to get
times?
to my house?
Yes.
How?
You okay? The way to get to Aidan's house, everyone.
Well, whoever's listening has probably already been if they can figure it out.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that I'm taking no blame. 0%. You can take some. Beck can take a smidge. I'll take 0. Beck can have 0.5. You
I'll
can
take
have
a smidge.
14.5.
No, I'm having a smidge.
And he can have 85.
I'll have a smidge only.
Here's all I'm saying is I'm the victim here. I'm the victim of a merciless prank.
I will say.
That's it. I've never said that you aren't the victim. You are the target, and the victim
But the
of
victim
this
can't
prank.
have blame.
And by the way, it wasn't meant to be a
Are you
prank.
victim blaming, man?
It was meant to be a joke and that turned into a prank. Everyone's like, you pranked Aidan. I'm like, all right, let's just slow down.
Everyone's
I
like,
didn't
everyone.
try. Well, I mean, Steve.
Everyone's like, you pranked
Kate,
him. You pranked Aidan.
Steve, Kate, Beck. Beck was the
Holy
worst.
shit.
Kate was ruthless.
Yeah, but Beck was
Was she?
Beck.
Yeah.
Even,
What did she say?
She was fucking like, it's like, Aidan, I think it's 50% your fault. Like, what are you
the
saying
next
right
day, Beck and I had an argument about it.
now? Really?
Where I said, because she's like, you fully fucking dogged him. And
Yeah.
I'm like, can we slow down?
You did
dogged
dog
the
me.
shit
I
out of
was
him.
trying to make a joke,
Yeah.
and I've
Fucking dogged
I've
him down to
explained
Funky
the
Town.
steps of how I could have gotten
You
confused.
got away
from
from
him.
Oh, you dogged me.
And she was like,
You pranked you joked the shit out of him.
But if you're
and
gonna
then
set
because
up
you
such
don't
a-
give
yeah.
a fuck, you pranked the shit out
Yeah,
of him.
if you are going to set up such a vague joke, you need to pay it off.
but I thought it had been paid off.
But nobody else agrees with you there.
Yeah, but some people agree with me.
Here's the thing.
Kate
Okay,
and
let's
Steve
say
agreed
that.
with
Let's
me.
say
Kate and
that's true.
Steve hate me anyway, so I'm not taking that shit.
Yeah.
But no more than anyone else. So it's weird that they were so heavy on the percentages.
Kate and Steve, not
here's the
no
thing,
more
here's
than
the thing.
anyone else. Wait a second.
And Kleitman's was nodding, but
Yeah.
he wasn't ever going to
Yeah,
say
but
anything.
Climate
That's the
and
most you
Steve
get.
are meme lords. They're always going to go against me because they like to rile me up.
Now here's the thing.
And
if
Kate,
you thought,
I don't
Aidan,
think
I'm
has
coming
agreed
to
with
your
me ever in my
defense.
life. Yes, go.
If you thought he was
As it
like,
comes to your defense, remember he never sent the address. Keep going. And he's
shut the
a bad,
fuck up.
he's a bad guy.
I'll defend myself in a minute.
He's a bad guy.
Please, on behalf of my client.
I got bogged, okay?
If you thought, good prank, everyone's on board now, we all got the prank, why did he not then ask for the actual address? He's like, oh, the prank address, that made me laugh so hard, I've remembered
That's
his
a
real
great point.
address.
That's true. It's true. But remember,
You pranked him hard, man.
You got to remember.
You pranked him hard.
You got to remember that I made the assumption, as I made the joke, that you would fill in the end of the joke by giving the address that he asked for. Then we started talking about Age of Empires 4, and I forgot.
Yeah, so there's the blame. So I'll tell you this much. When I spoke about this the next day, every person was in consensus that Matt should have given me the exact amount of money it cost me to get from there to the point A,
Well,
from
here's-
point B to point C.
Here's my reasoning. First of all, no, because you were going to spend Ubers to get to
I was going
Ben's
to
either
spend.
way.
I was never
But
going to spend $30.
I said, and when I said this in the car to Beck, I said, I'm going to send him $20 because, and I hadn't worked out how to ask you for it. You still owed me $24 for the movies we went to.
Oh, did you?
And I was
you
like-
bought things? Oh, I'm so
Whoa.
sorry.
And I
Ooh,
said,
the
and
tables
beforehand,
turned.
because I don't know how to ask people for money. And I went, all right, he still owes me
I
$24.
see.
I'll send him $20.
Yeah.
That's like $44 ish. And then plus however much Ubers you would have cost to get from your place to there and back. I was like,
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's fine.
feel like this evens out a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
But then at the same time, that's what we had the fight about the next day. Was like, how do I tell Aidan? Because I want him to know that I feel like I've filled in the blanks, but then how do I message him to be like, hey, you owed me $24 for the movies?
That's neither here nor there, right? Like, it's like $20 is $20. If I had owed you $20, I just obviously forgot. You can, but just for future reference, if I owe you money, just be like, hey, remember you owe me money. Like, oh fuck, sorry.
But yeah, this was.
This
It couldn't have come at a worse time because it was literally on the way there. I remember being like, oh, I should, blah, 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 and then this
Yeah.
happened. So then I brought that up the next day. I was like, I want him to know that I've filled in the blanks a little bit to make this prank not as not
be fair,
not as out of pocket as
That's true.
as it
His-
should be.
That's true.
His prank was as funny as your prank.
I'm just, what's
Yeah.
that?
Just not paying for the movie.
It's literally as obvious as yours.
And that's when she said, you can't say anything because you dogged him. And I was like, well, hold on, because I feel like I made a mistake. I feel like I did a genuine accident and a mistake. And
But
I want
if it was a genuine accident mistake, you would say it's 100% my fault. But you're trying to pass the blame for this 100%
not pass the blame.
mistake.
I'll take a good chunk. He should have given the
100
address.
It is truly, if we're being objective, it is 100% your fault.
But there's no address. He didn't give the address.
Ben's like a house cat. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you can't
but
trust him.
that's true. If a
Why
cat,
would
if a
you
cat
bother?
scratches you, can't get angry at the
Yeah,
cat.
you know,
That's
like,
your
we
fault for
know
getting too
Ben.
close to it.
We know how Ben operates. You know where my house is. If I was driving there, it wouldn't have been a problem. I would just turn around, but I had to punch in an address, and 192B, Boleyn Road, Boleyn was not it.
Which is not on the precipice.
Nowhere near. But I Googled it and just thought you were dumb. It was truly, I was like, Matt just clearly doesn't know suburbs.
Yeah.
So,
So annoying. I was so annoyed, and I was trying so hard to stay in a nice mindset frame because this is the start of the night. I was supposed to go there and be fun with people, having just been fucking dicked about. And like annoyed at myself for like, why did I trust you? But you've never done this before, so it's not like it's an MO. I'm like, well, am I mad at him or am I mad at me? No, I'm mad at him, but am I mad at anyone? I guess I'm not. I said on the thing, I'm genuinely so mad while I was laughing, and then I was just sitting on a park bench for 10 minutes waiting for an Uber in the middle of Bulleen, where these fucking tradies down at the fish and chip shop. It's truly just swigging Starwood out the bottle. Like, fuck this. I'm so mad.
A park bench.
I was. It wasn't even a park
In the
bench.
middle of the night.
It was a nature strip bench next to this cyclone wire fucking Thai hand job parlor that had no lights, no people, and I didn't even get a hand job.
Because a park bench is so like it's so romantic. It's in a park. It's a bench, but it's so romantic. But it's just the fucking
A homeless dude sleeps there is 100% what happens every night.
You know in Rick and
when
Morty,
Harry
when,
Machete.
you know in Rick and Morty when Jerry gets out of the Jerry kindergarten
Yeah.
and he's sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
And that's what I pictured.
Yeah. So vote, just cast your vote somewhere. Did you do that poll? We asked for a poll.
Hasn't come
last
out
night.
yet, but it's in my notes. I've literally got Kidman versus Jackman.
Kidman versus Jackman. And just to
Battle of the
continue the
Minutes.
poll thing, whose fault was it? Mine, Ben's, or Matt's? And I understand now there's going to be a meme vote for me, and it's going to be hilarious. But I know deep in my heart that I have nothing to do with this,
Me too.
and that it's Matt's and a little bit Ben's
No, not a little bit.
fault, and kind of Ellie's somehow.
It isn't my fault. I feel like I only have as much blame as Beck.
I mean, it's
Point
right.
5 apiece.
Yeah, I think so. I'll take a point
But you remember, he also just said he looked at the group chat and went, "This isn't my
That's
problem."
pretty damning. That is pretty damning.
That was
No, it's not.
that was a bad thing to
wouldn't
say
have
in
said it if I
court.
thought it
I'll
was
be honest.
damning.
That's a bad thing to bring up in court.
Look, I would, as your lawyer, I would have urged you not.
That's
to
not
have said
something
it.
you would have wanted the jury to hear.
No, I want to be fully honest and disclose.
But again,
everything.
it goes back to that house cat thing, right? It's like why, like he's
No,
why-
you know what it
why-
is?
why-
Boys will be
It's like,
boys.
okay, like
Why do we
all
trust
right,
him?
Aiden, we're all sitting here, and you go, "Oh, what's the capital of California again, Ben?" And I go, and Matt goes, "It's Los Angeles."
And I go, is that true?
And then I go, "Oh, well, he's answered it. Okay." That
But
was
he
what
did-
it was.
But he didn't.
But
is
you know
Los
the
Angeles,
answer.
Is Los Angeles the capital of California?
Well, he's answering. It doesn't
But
matter.
is Los Angeles the capital of California?
I don't know.
Right. So if I said what's the capital of California, and he said it's Arkansas,
Yeah.
and that's clearly wrong, but I don't know, and you know it's
And then
wrong.
I go, well,
then
he
wouldn't you
knows
go-
that that's not true. He's doing a bit.
Plus, if Aiden doesn't get the answer, he's going to have to go to Bulleen for a hand job.
Now I'm fucking in Arkansas
So
getting
true.
a
Get
bad
to.
head.
Get to again.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's a treat to go
Well,
to Bulleen.
he said that. He's answered for me and he's doing a bit. I'm like, well, I'm not going to step on this. I don't know what the shot is. So I'll let him do his thing. I'm going to stay out of it.
Yeah.
I assumed, knowing Matt, and that it's not an MO, that he was going to tidy it up. And then
he
we started
usually
talking
does
about
tidy his
AOE4.
jokes up.
Mm.
He usually
But I
does
would
tidy his
if I
jokes up.
knew the address, which I didn't.
I didn't know that you didn't know it, though, so that's not my fault.
But also, if you
That's
had said,
true,
"Hey,
that's
by the
true.
you
way,
didn't say,
that's
okay,
not,
Ben,
like,
I really don't know the address. Can you tell him?
There's a certain level of like you assume a stupidity where once the conversation moved on,
it was done."
I forgot about it.
I was so
totally.
convinced that was right. I was like, "That's so weird," but I double checked. All right,
I had
Can
my-
we now agree 0.5 for me?
I want to
I'm
give.
pushing like.
And the
2 or
only reason
3.
Beck has any is because she was part of the conversation and speaking.
Yeah, 'cause
And
she's
you have
reading.
all been to my house. I thought one of you would know the address
Yeah,
and
and
tidy
now,
it
as soon
up.
as he said it, I said it out loud. I saw the number and I was like, "God damn it! I knew it. I knew it." If I just sat and thought with my fucking brain for like 20 minutes. I would've
That's not precipice!
yeah. I feel precipice.
Yeah.
So there's that tale. It was a pretty good night.
And you got a story out of it.
Yeah, I got pretty drunk. We
It's
saw
a nice
your. We saw
anecdote.
your. I was disassociating the whole night. I was so mad.
So
I
funny.
started disassociating the whole night. I was really struggling to be in my own skin, and I
Don't
went
forget,
to
it wasn't just the rage that disassociated
yeah,
you.
I know that, but it was other factors. But we went into the gym and discussing the gym, whatever. And then somebody at some
Beautiful
stage-
gym, by the
like
way.
beautiful gym in your
What's it
garage.
called?
So much, huh?
What's it called?
The Citadel of Beef.
The Citadel.
Oh, is that
of
true?
Beef.
The Citadel of Beef,
That's
yeah.
pretty fun.
It used to be called Rat Gym, which I also like.
Well, that's before we got all the nice shit in there.
yeah, it is nice.
So I'm in there looking at everything and trying to figure out how everything goes, and then all of a sudden I turn around, and no one's in the room anymore, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then I stick my head out, and no one's in the kitchen, no one's in the living, and I'm like, "Where is everyone?"
Nightmare.
Yeah, like truly, it was like Cillian Murphy 28 days later, walking around like, "What the? Is that 28 days later?" Yeah, it is. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
But imagine if no one was there and you went out and no one was there and you went outside,
And
looked
no
up
one
at the
was there.
sky, looked down, you were in Paris.
No, I can't be dissociating that far. That'd have been horrifying.
Yeah.
But I'm there, and then I'm going around. I was like, okay, so I turn the corner, and Stephen Kleitman's talking. But I'm in such a state that Steve and Kleitmans are talking about some sort of really, really, really specific Sony, mumbo jumbo. So I literally cannot handle their conversation.
It's just English.
Is it
It's the
English?
same language,
Where
isn't
am
it?
I?
I know these words.
And Steve's going to Kleitmans, so I, it was giving me a bit of a warble. So I had to, I added in the Sony HS2000. And Kleitman goes, oh. And I was like, what is going on? And then Kleitman Kleitman comes back with another fucking and anyway, why didn't you try the Z51,000? And I had to fucking get out of there. So then I just went in a circle from the kitchen on my phone to looking at the big boy glasses on the thing, to looking at the kitchen, to sitting on the couch thinking this is weird to be sitting on the couch, going back to the kitchen to go to the thing. I had no idea where anyone was. I was so panicked. And then he came back down and I was like, hey, and Matt's like, oh, where were you? And I was like, oh, I've been here. And then later I was like, I don't know where any of you were. I was so scared.
Do you know where we were?
No, I still to this day.
All in Ben's closet.
With your computer.
I was looking at the space. I wanted to see it.
That's right. You tried out the speakers.
I also thought, if they've gone upstairs, I'll just go upstairs. And then I went to the stairs and I was like, wait, I can't go up the stairs because if they're all out the front and they come down and I come down from upstairs.
What were you just wanking
Yeah,
on?
I was like, I just look like I've been just touching your shit. So I was so scared.
That's very funny.
Hey, it's GMat here, and don't forget, if you enjoyed that episode of the GMat podcast and you want to hear more, we also have the podcast post show over at patreon.com/the GMat podcast. The post show is a shorter episode recorded directly after the main podcast where we wrap things up and talk about anything we didn't have time to talk about. $3 a month and cancel anytime. We are a community-supported podcast, so your support over there funds the show and makes it easier for us to keep doing what we love. If you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/the GMat podcast.